What's up, YouTube land? Zeno Gaming here, and welcome back to episode 28 of my F1 2021 My Team. And today we have the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit around Belgium. So here we go, and yeah, this is hopefully can be a lot better than the last time out in Hungary, where we crashed out both in qualifying and the race, and got back into the driving rhythm of this game just before this game cycle finishes. And my goal is to have the rest of this season uploaded before the new game comes out, which I should be able to do. I'm going to get to it quickly, try and upload once a day, and then yeah, we'll see. I'll explain what will be happening when the new game comes out. But anyway, coming into this race, you can see there is a bit of weather around this weekend, as always in Belgium. But we're going to go straight into qualifying, and we'll see what we can do. I had a pretty good time with things in practice, so we're going to go here on our first lap in qualifying number 1, and actually this is our second lap in qualifying 1, and we're a tenth off, which was our fastest lap in Q1 there and that was a second lap on the tyre. But now we come with a new set of tyres on our third lap in qualifying. Yes, I confused myself a little bit there, but it's okay. And we go a couple of tenths faster, almost 2 tenths, and we improve our time, but we're still in 16th, so we're still under threat here. But fortunately for us, the guys behind are not able to improve, and we were able to go into Q2. Ocon also in Q2, with Russell, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin all knocked out in the session. So we're going to head straight into Q2. But as you can see, it's quite overcast, and there is weather coming here in this session. So at the start of the session on news tyres, trying to get in the best lap time here. This is going to be the best of the track conditions, and I unfortunately use too much of that inside curb, and we spin here at Les Combes at the top of the hill, which is a disaster. I have enough fuel in the car to get a lap in though, so we're going to go on the very next lap. We're going for it again here, and you'll see though there is a bit of rain about now, so this lap is going to be the best chance we have in this session to getting through to Q3. This is going to be the lap, and these tyres have already had a spin on it. You can see the rain coming down. These are going to be the best track conditions in Q2 here, so we're going to have to put in the best lap time we can as we come to the line here. You can see we're way up on the delta from the lap we span on, but we got our teammate Ocon in 10th. Can we displace him here in Q3? We can't. We go 11th fast, which is currently slowest, 41.0. We're a second slower than what we were in Q1, and we just didn't have the tyre grip on that lap. And we're now 15th. Only Stroll couldn't beat us as the rain's getting heavier, so we're not going to be able to improve that time. But as I'm heading back to the pits here, I use a bit too much of this curb here, and the car just spins. It wasn't even going flat out, and that was an interesting excursion. And there's no cars coming, so I just spin the car back around very slowly. Took my time here, and then as I come back onto the circuit, you can see in the bottom there's a Red Bull coming. So I go to the inside, as far inside to the track as possible. And what does the Red Bull of Perez do? He just runs straight into the back of me.
To the side pods. Engine cooling isn't going to be as effective, and you'll be incurring drag until we can get you in and start the repairs.
So I get a 5-place grid penalty for that. It's absolutely ridiculous. We get damage to the car as well. But I don't know what Perez is doing here. He's got all that room to the left, and he just drives straight into me. I don't know and I don't know why I get a penalty for this. It's just really frustrating. So we've qualified 15th here. Ocon's qualified 14th. Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Gasly, Alonso, Norris, Vettel and Hamilton all through to Q3. Norris and Hamilton doing it on the medium compound tyre as well, so they'll be starting the race on that tyre. But we're in 15th. We get a 5-place grid penalty. It's going to drop us to at least 20th. So I looked at my engine parts here, and I'm taking a penalty on the energy store, which is in desperate need of an update. So yeah, we're going to head to the grid now, and we'll see what we can do. You got Lando Norris qualifying on pole position with a 39.4, and then he's 9 seconds quicker than Hamilton. So I'm going to assume that in Q3 the rain was there, and then it dried up right at the end of the session. He was the only driver, it seems, to get a lap in on the slick tyre. Really, really competitive lap time there from Lando, and yeah, you can see the rest of the grid. Ocon's going to be lining up 12th for us. Perez in 13th for Red Bull, so disaster for him. I think there are a few penalties around. I wish it would show which drivers have the penalties in the screen. I mean, Crofty says sometimes which drivers have them, which drivers don't. But yeah, in the end, we're going to be in 22nd on the grid, last place. It says 21st. I don't know why. That's a bit of a glitch. It happened to me in the USA. I think that was in season 1. So yeah, weird glitch. But the strategy is pretty simple. It's soft to mediums. Dry race. There should be no threat of rain, but you never know around Spa. So yeah, starting on the soft tire, I did think about a medium compound start, but I elected to go with the soft tire just to keep with the pack in the early stages of the Grand Prix and not fall too far behind while they're on the faster tyre. So yeah, we got a 22 place grid penalty, but that's fine. We start last anyway, and I thought while we were going to be starting at the back anyway, might as well take the extra unit there, only an energy store. Plus the second component for the energy store is very old, and it was probably only going to get through this race anyway. I was going to take a penalty at Italy. I've just decided to now take it here at Spa. But anyway, we'll see how we go here for the Belgian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and we're away here in Spa, and we get an okay start, not pretty slow compared to the AI. We go into turn 1, and I brake late, and I almost run into the back of the AI there. I managed to avoid him and pick up a few positions. We're now in 15th. There's a virtual safety car, because I believe it was one of the Haas's. No, it wasn't a Haas. I don't know which car it was, but somebody lost a bit of front wing in turn 1, and that brought out a virtual safety car for whatever reason. But we're about to get going. We've gone half a lap, 2 sectors under the virtual, and now we're back ready, green flag racing. And I don't get the best jump. You can see it. I think it is Giovinazzi behind who has the damage. You can see he's pretty slow, so he's got the broken front wing. But we're now chasing Raikkonen and Stroll, and Raikkonen is thinking about a move on Lance Stroll. Is he going to go down the inside here into the bus stop chicane? He's going to go. I had a look at it as well. Raikkonen gets to the inside here, and he's looking to take the position away. I'm setting up a better angle for me. I think Mick just stuck his nose down the inside there while I left the space there, although it was never really on, and it's given us a bit of side pod damage, which is not ideal. And Raikkonen does get ahead of Lance Stroll, and we've got Russell just ahead of him, and then Sergio Perez in the faster Red Bull. So we do pick up a bit of damage there, as Jeff is telling us on our side pod. We're looking at Lance Stroll though here, and it's really unfortunate. We pick up a bit of damage. Not really much I could do about that. That's just his simulation damage. And I go down the inside of Stroll here into turn 8, and he had a ton of confidence in the brakes really late and made the corner still. I didn't think he was going to pull it up, but he did. Really impressive. Now we've got a yellow flag here, and I just go through the corner normally, and holy moly, I have avoided a huge accident right there. That was some incredible reaction time. Our teammate Ocon's out of the race, Tsunoda is out of the race, and so is Carlos Sainz. That's a big out there, and Sainz in the Ferrari, and I have no idea what just happened. I've never seen that in my career mode, but yeah, just complete back, just a car park at turn 11 and 12, or 12 and 13. I can't remember the corner names the corner numbers exactly, but yeah, just a huge amount of cars. Don't know what's happened at this stage of the Grand Prix, and I didn't get the replay in the middle of the race to see what had happened. I always go back and check afterwards anyway, but I took the opportunity to come in and put on the hard tyre to go to the end of the Grand Prix, and I thought it was like a couple laps too early for the medium, maybe like 2 laps too early for the medium, so I went to the hard tyre, and we're coming out in a strong position. But here is Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. He's chasing the Alpine, and he just spins it here at the, I don't know if he done it on the curb, and then everybody just drives into him. And you see from this angle as well, cars driving into him, and then here is my reaction time. I couldn't believe I avoided this. That's when I start turning to avoid the accident, and just absolutely narrowly miss. Don't know how I didn't break my car there, but we've going back now for a safety car restart. We've lost 3 cars in the action here today, including our teammate Ocon, which is disappointing. But we're now behind Christian Lundgaard, and I have the hard tyre on and get an absolutely terrible exit here on the hard tyre. I warmed them up as best as I could, but just had no grip, and I'm already having to defend into turn 1 from Nicholas Latifi on the soft tyre, so it's going to take a couple laps for these hard tyres to get up to temperature and get into the groove. But you can see we've already lost a second to Lungard ahead, and the grip is not there. And Latifi's going down the inside here at a Rouge. That would have been brave. And right over the top of Radion now. And he has so much more grip in the mid corner. He just drives right past us on the exit of the corner. We get in the slipstream here, and now I move to the inside, and we've got the overspeed here, but we're not able to outbrake Latifi. A bit of contact there, a lot of contact actually, and probably lucky not to pick up any damage on the front wing. And Latifi passes us here in the Williams, so that's really frustrating. And now he's pulling away from us as well. We just got no grip on this hard compound tyre compared to these guys on softs. And Vettel comes down our inside now, and he overtakes us pretty easily into turn 1. He had so much more grip off the last corner, much better rear traction, and he easily passes us. We're now coming back at him with a slipstream into Eau Rouge, losing the car a little bit, the rear a little bit mid corner at Eau Rouge. But now we've got a great slipstream. I'm not even using overtake mode, not really trying to overtake him, I guess. But now I am trying to overtake him. We get fully alongside him here, and he just is able to outbrake us and drive right around the outside. He's got so much more grip on the softer compound tyre, and at this stage I'm already questioning the decision to go onto a hard instead of a medium tyre. I didn't realise how slow it would be. You can see we're just not fast at all. We're now defending from Giovinazzi here, who hasn't got the same overspeed as the cars previous, but he goes down the inside. But on the racing line, we're actually able to keep the position around the outside, as you've got Vettel, Latifi, and I believe it could be Mick Schumacher that are all fighting for position. So, yeah, really, as we come to lap 8 now, you can see Latifi's tyres are obviously dropping. He's coming in this lap here, but we're maybe starting to find a bit of rhythm because of 7/10 clear of Giovinazzi. So maybe the hard tyres are starting to come to us a little bit. But Latifi pits and a few other cars in the pits, and that promotes us up to 5th place. We're not going to be able to beat those cars that are in the pits coming out now. The race leaders, they'll easily catch us and pass us, I'm pretty sure. But we are going to the end of this Grand Prix. I don't know. We should be able to beat the 2 Alphas behind who are yet to stop. But as we come through turn 8 here, you can see we're only half on the throttle, and the car just spins. I'm at 50% throttle there, and there's just not enough grip on the hard tyres to handle it, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't even know how I spun. I guess, yeah, it's just the hard tyre just being a terrible tyre. We broke the front wing, though, hitting the barrier. So we have to come into the pits, and you can see Latifi passes before we even get into the pits. So we lose a whole pit stop. I mean, the pit lane's not very long here at Spa. It's a pretty quick pit stop delta time. So, yeah, that's really, really frustrating. And we'll now pit and get on a set of soft tyres. No, we're going to the medium compound, actually, which is obviously the right choice, with 12 laps to go. And we're going to come out last in this Grand Prix. And you can see we're 22 seconds behind Mazepin, 10 seconds behind Perez. We're probably not going to beat Perez. He's too quick in the Red Bull. Remember, we've got a little bit of damage on the car as well. But we should be able to beat Mazepin. He's not very quick. Here on the start of lap 12, we have Lungard retiring from the Grand Prix. So that's disappointing for him. Promotes us to 18th position. And now it's lap 18. We've caught the 2 Haas cars, Schumacher and Mazepin. We've got a lot more speed here than Schumacher, heading into Pouan, down the inside at Pouan. Brave overtake there and managed to keep the car on the track. Nice move, actually, even though if it is only against a Haas car, who are much slower. Mazepin, who's ahead of his teammate Schumacher, we're going to easily pass him for 16th position. We're 8 seconds behind Latifi. We're not going to be able to beat him today. And we're 10 seconds behind Perez, so we've kept the margin from out of the pits to Perez the same. That was the one thing I was happy about. We didn't let Perez gap us at all. We didn't gain on him. But here we go, coming through the Lake Holm, top of the hill, turn 7, and we have a little moment on the back end and put it in the barrier, and that effectively ends our race 2 laps earlier than what we would have liked. So we come back in, put on a new front wing. And when I put on the new front wing, I came out directly ahead of the leaders. And instead of doing the extra lap, I just let Norris and Hamilton go here. And we're going to finish 1 lap down here in this Grand Prix this afternoon. Could have been a lot better. I made a bad decision going on the hard tyre. Maybe points. We definitely could have scored points here today. So just a couple of wrong decisions. It's really unfortunate. But Lando Norris comes across the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton finishing in second, we come home to finish a disappointing 18th place. So not much to say about that really. It's a 1-2 for Britain, and I believe this is Lando's first win in the career mode, so it'll be his first Grand Prix win, so well done to him. I'll have to check that actually, and I'll bring that to you at the start of the next episode if it was or wasn't. I believe it is. Bottas also picks up a podium. Ricciardo in fourth. McLaren have really developed their car well. They're actually the second quickest car, and they can now fight for race wins on merit. Despite if he was a bit fortunate to pick up the pole position, definitely was not fortunate to pick up a race win, beating Lewis Hamilton to the checkered flag. With Verstappen picking up 5th place. Alonso, a good result for Alpine in 6th, with Leclerc in 7th. Disappointing result for him. Vettel, Gasly, and George Russell picks up a point for Williams. I didn't even realise that till now. So well done, George, picking up a point for Williams, with Stroll 11th, Giovinazzi, Perez a disappointing 13th, Raikkonen in 14th, Mazepin, Latifi, Schumacher, Mazepin, then myself, with Lundgaard, Ocon, Tsunoda, and Sainz failing to finish. So yeah, I'm really annoyed that I went for that hard tyre. It just had no grip at all out of the traction zones. Like, I was at 50% throttle and the thing just looped on me. It wasn't even harshly accelerating. And it was very sudden. There was nothing I could do to save it. It was just, I was going along steadily and all of a sudden I was in the wall. So yeah, it was a bit different to my Hungary accident where I clearly made a mistake there. That one I'm just not sure about, and I think it was just the poor quality of the hard tyre that really ended our race there. Definitely should have picked the medium tyre, even if I couldn't get to the end on those tyres, and just seeing how it all came out. Maybe I shouldn't have stopped. Maybe it was that earlier I didn't need to make a pit stop. But yeah, we're still 5th in the Constructors' Championship for now, and we'll hopefully be able to beat AlphaTauri in that battle over the course of the season. We're going to add some front and rear downforce, both minor upgrades to the car. And you can see we have the best aerodynamics in the on the grid. So yeah, that's all well and good. You saw there was a retirement announcement, and that is the retirement of Kimi Raikkonen. So Raikkonen is retiring from the sport, and he will there will be a spot open at Alfa Romeo next season. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed that episode. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I've got the Italian Grand Prix next up that will be uploaded tomorrow. So come back then, and I'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye.